the last few days have been very interesting based off the fantastic performance by Shakur Stevenson. And he put on a clinic and he brutalized his opponent and beat him down and got the stoppage in a dominant fashion. So, once again, here we go with the narrative pushing. I need to explain something. And I'm not sneak dissing nobody, but they can do whatever they want. I'll be more than happy to come on anybody's outlet for the most part and explain and break this down. First of all, Devin Haney will fight anybody. He'll fight Tank. He'll fight Shakur Stevenson. Devin ain't ducking nobody. He'll take all the smoke. And that's just real talk. If the fight happens, it'll happen. And I just seen something with Leonard Ellaby trying to downplay Devin Haney, talking about belts don't matter and all this kind of stuff. But he liked to talk about Tank's belts matter. And to be honest with you, they want to make it look like Devin is an email champion. But, Devin went and won those belts. And even when Tank got that title at 140, that wasn't the real title. That was almost like a secondary title. He wasn't. Come on, that he got from Barrios. And let's just keep it a buck. But this is what they do. This is what they do on the opposite side of the street. And I'm just gonna say this: it's funny how you have the fanboys that love to try to play the black card and holler about what Bob Arum posted said about Terrence Crawford, about he could have built the house with all the money he lost on Terrence Crawford. And that wasn't cool. I didn't like it when Bob said that. I didn't like it. But at the same time, how come you guys don't have the same energy for the other side of the street who basically do the same thing with black fighters? And I'm going to just say this about Tank, and I hope Tank don't take this the wrong way. Okay, after you done with Ryan Garcia, should you get past Ryan Garcia, what's next for you? What, a rematch with Cruz? At the end of the day, I know that you try to take the same path that Floyd Mayweather did, where Floyd Mayweather was fighting primarily, Mexican and Hispanic fighters. That's not going to fly with Tank. Because at the end of the day, him, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Frank Martin, all these guys, they're going to have to fight each other. Whether they're a weight class up or a weight class down, eventually these dudes going to all have to fight each other. And all this excuse making about this got to be done, that got to be done. Look, man, these fights can happen. Ryan Garcia versus Tank got made, so now I don't want to hear no excuses why other fights can't get made. Now I'm hearing, and Keyshawn too, and you could add him in the mix. Keyshawn said that he'll fight Frank Martin, so let's see if the other side of the street, since they've been bumping their gums and talking loud, like James Brown used to say, you talking loud but ain't saying nothing. Now let's see what you got to say. We already know it's a lot of wolf tickets that's being sold. They the ones, the other side of the street, who had their own people talking about, well, we worried about streaming. We don't know how much value is in this fight. We don't want to offer Terrence Crawford an offer that'll be insulting to him, and we got to worry about streaming. But then Tank versus Ryan Garcia, they talked about the numbers are going to be through the roof. So how come you ain't worried about streaming with that fight? But you talking all this streaming stuff. With Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. And like I said, and I ain't go to insult Leonard Ellaby, but Leonard Ellaby, he kind of full of it, man. At the end of the day, Tank ain't gonna get by continuing to fight Mexicans. At the end of the day, you're gonna have to fight some brothers, man. And I mean some solid ones at that. You could have fought Gary Russell Jr. And I don't want to hear this stuff about, oh, Shakur Stevenson ain't got no following and he ain't got. Shakur Stevenson just had like over 10,000 people at his last fight. And they didn't even open up the entire arena. They just want to see how much drawing power he got. So I don't want to hear this stuff. But that's what they do. When you talk to these dudes from the other side of the street, they always got excuses why fights can't get made. Or we got to wait 5 years when opponent then went through a little wear and tear or aged a little bit. Then they talking about they want to make the fight. We done seen this pattern too many times with them. And you super militant pro-black dudes, y'all need to have the same energy. You need to have the same energy, and you don't have the same energy. So let's just keep it a buck. Now I hope Tank don't take it personal and think I'm attacking him, because I'm not. But at the same time, man, you gonna have to fight these dudes, man. Nobody don't want to see you continuously fight Mexicans and Hispanic fighters. At the same time, people want to talk all this black stuff, but then the PBC act like they don't have an interest with making black versus black fighters. And they've been doing that for a while now. Just like I had to call them out about not featuring black fighters on their pay-per-views. Which they still haven't did a good job, but they've done a little bit of trying to put some more high-profile fighters on some of their pay-per-views. But as usual, all you see is primarily Hispanic fighters. But then they want to talk about that Top Rank is pushing agenda and they racist and all this kind of stuff. Well, then I'm trying to figure out, if you have that mentality towards Top Rank, then why ain't you calling the PBC out? And that's what I'll be talking about with that inconsistent blackness stuff. And that's why I don't pay attention to a lot of you dudes on here, because y'all full of it. Just hearing Leonard Ellaby just like downgrading what Devin Haney did and saying belts don't matter. And you can't compare Devin Haney and Tank and saying they don't measure about Triple G. Triple G was one of the biggest hype jobs ever. The funny part, he was marketed correctly by HBO. They perfectly matched him with a bunch of nobodies or fighters that they knew he could beat. And a lot of people went in the ring with fear versus Triple G because of the way he was being hyped up by HBO. And like I said, Triple G fought train conductors, he fought truck drivers, he fought garbage men, he fought Foot Locker workers, and got all that praise. And then Canelo was carefully matched too. So let's not make it look like Canelo was fighting world beaters all the time as well. So stop it. So let me get this straight. Canelo's undisputed means something, but Devin Haney's don't mean anything. But that's black people for you. That's black people. That's your community. See, nobody don't want to hear this type of talk. And that was weak what Leonard Ellaby did. I mean, if you don't want to make the fight, just say it. But at the end of the day, for Tank to really prove how great he really is, Tank is gonna have to take on some of these dudes, man. And I don't want to hear about that fight ain't gonna sell. It don't make sense. It make all the sense in the world. It make all the sense in the world for Tank to fight Devin Haney. It make all the sense in the world for Devin Haney to fight Tank. It make all the sense in the world for Devin Haney to fight Shakur, and vice versa. All these dudes should fight each other. And I don't want to hear this stuff about, oh, Devin Haney is a weight bully and all this kind of stuff. Okay, well, if Devin Haney a weight bully, then what is Josh Taylor? Have y'all ever seen Josh Taylor in person? And I ain't got nothing against Josh Taylor, but I'm saying y'all got to have that same energy. Have y'all really seen how big Josh Taylor is in person? Josh Taylor is big. And he ain't no 5'10" or no 5'9". Josh Taylor, I'm 5'11", and Josh Taylor is like the same height as me. But this is the narrative they push. And you can make an argument that Josh Taylor ducked a rematch with Jack Catterall. So I'm just saying, y'all gotta have shout out to my guy, World Cup Best Sport. But y'all gotta have the same energy, man. Y'all gotta have the same energy, and that's the problem that I have, man, with y'all. A lot of y'all creators, y'all don't have the same energy. You said Devin a weight bully. Okay, so what was Fundora? Fundora was a weight bully and a height bully. Like I said, dude should be playing point guard for the Sacramento. No, he should be. I mean, you can make an argument that Fundora should be a small forward. Dude and he ain't no 6'5". That dude like 6'7". Took his height down 2 inches. So y'all gotta have the same energy, and that's the problem that I have with you guys and Leonard Ellaby, man. At the end of the day, these dudes gonna have to start fighting each other. I'm not doing no more of this promotional banging. I ain't trying to hear that stuff no more, man. Because like I say, I come from 70s, 80s, and 90s, and the early 2000s. The best fought the best for the most part. They wasn't worried about networks. They wasn't worried about promoters. None of that stuff. Being protected. Now, sometimes it is the fighter. Me, myself, I think Anthony Joshua just don't want to fight Deontay Wilder. Under no circumstance. I think that fight didn't happen because of Anthony Joshua. And I think for the most part, Tank will get in the ring. But as usual, it's a certain group of people standing in the way for certain fights happening. And Tank can't continue to go on this, can't continue to go on the Chipotle tour. So like I said, what's next? A rematch with Cruz? What, a rematch with Rolly? I know him and Ryan Garcia is supposed to run it back, but okay, so if Tank beats Ryan Garcia 2 times straight, then what? Then what's next after that? All I hear is excuses. Hey, listen, bro. This is my channel, bro. I can say whatever I want to say. I don't take orders from nobody, bro. I'm not talking about Tank. I'm talking about the people I'm talking about back Tank. That's all I'm saying. Fights be made, man. I'm not talking about Tank. I'm a fan of Tank. I'm saying the best gotta fight the best. I ain't trying to hear no more excuses about the other side of the street. That. No more excuses. Everybody keep talking about black fighter, but to me it seemed like the PBC seemed to be more anti-black fighter than the rank. All you hear is excuse after excuse. Oh man, well this got to happen, that got to each path. Get all the props that a lot of people think he should get, because at the end of the day, Floyd towards the latter end of his career, when he became Floyd Money Mayweather, did like to fight a lot of brothers. Whatever the case was, he had a chance to fight black fighters, and he chose to fight primarily Mexican fighters. I know Tim Bradley said the fight with Floyd came through, but it was some technicalities behind that. Like I say, all you hear is excuse. I don't want this no. So I'm gonna make this very clear. I'm not attacking Tank. I'm not attacking Baltimore. I'm not attacking nothing that got to do with Tank. It's his handlers. If Tank want to be an all-time great, he gonna have to fight these dudes, man. Ain't nobody gonna keep going for Tank fighting these Mexicans. And I ain't got nothing against Mexican fighters, but at the same time, damn, man, you gotta fight some brothers, man. You gotta fight Shakur. You gotta fight Frank Martin. You gotta fight all these dudes, man. You could have fought Gary Russell Jr., man. You chose to fight Rolly. In a fight, like I said, you can't keep fighting these fights where you a heavy favorite in. And that was the problem. There were some fights out there for Floyd where he wouldn't have been such a heavy favorite. But most of those fights Floyd was in, he was a heavy favorite. Devin versus Tank is going to be an intriguing fight. Devin might be a slight underdog, but he ain't going to be a heavy underdog. Shakur versus Tank, that might be a 50-50 fight. Shakur versus Devin might be a 50-50 fight. But we ain't going to know until these fights start happening. You got to get the best fighting the best. All I hear is you guys like being, you know what I'm saying, being fanagers. And like I said before, I'm just keeping it a buck. The PBC act like they don't expert fighting blacks. Like I said, I don't have no ties to none of these dudes, and I ain't got to watch my mouth because I'm worried about being ostracized. I've already been ostracized. Oh, dang, this fool just ran a red light. Like I said, let's just keep it a buck. Tank had opportunity after opportunity to fight Lomachenko. He could have fought Lomachenko. Lomachenko called him out. At least Devin is taking this fight. He asked for this fight. But I see what they trying to do. And I know Bill is listening. I'm just saying, Bill, do not get caught up in these politics. What ESPN trying to do, they trying to get you comfortable. Or they trying to make you upset to the point you don't go into that Lomachenko fight focus because you thinking, oh, well, I ain't gonna get no credit for beating him, so whatever. And that's how you get caught up. Go in there treating it like it's the fight of your life. They're gonna have to give you your props whether they like it or not, but we already know the narrative with this because I've been saying this about Lomachenko. They don't want him to lose to Devin. They was okay with him losing to Salido. They was okay with him losing to Tiafimo. They just don't want him to lose to Devin. And you know what I'm talking about. That's their biggest nightmare, seeing him lose to Devin. That's their biggest nightmare. And that's why they wasn't forcing Triple G to fight the Demetrius Andrades, forcing him to fight Charlo and all those dudes, lying about he'll fight Andre Moore because they were spooked. Because they didn't want Triple G to lose to a fighter with melanin. And don't come on here saying that it ain't about race. That's exactly what it's about. Ain't no other sport more race oriented than boxing. Like I said before, people just don't be wanting to hear the truth. Like I say, I'll say what a lot of people are afraid to say. I'll say what a lot of you dudes is scared to say. Because most of y'all know the truth anyway. Just keep it. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm just keeping it a buck. That's why they doing this. Oh well, Devin is supposed to beat Lomachenko. Oh, okay. Now, if Lomachenko wins, then you gonna have people saying, "Oh, Lomachenko is number one pound for pound." I promise you, they'll try to say he's number one pound for pound. See, the wrong guy is expected to win that fight. Devin Haney is the wrong guy. See, it's all bad unless Lomachenko wins. Then they gonna celebrate Lomachenko. They gonna say this is one of his greatest victories. But if he loses, then he's old. If he wins, he should get elevated to pound for pound number one. I promise you. So Devin got to go in there and take care of business. So Bill, I know y'all listening. Do not pay attention to none of these content creators. Do not pay attention to ESPN. They're just trying to throw you off. They're trying to get you to go into that fight unfocused. Stay focused. Stay focused. Do not listen to these content creators. Do not listen to ESPN, what they trying to do. This is a classic ESPN trick. Trying to throw you off. So go in there on May the 20th and take care of business. Anyway, I'm out. I'll be back with some more heat.